The moment the lights dropped, everything changed. Before we dive in, make sure you hit subscribe, like this video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this with every army you know. Because what just happened in Tampa is something the world is still trying to process. It started as a typical concert night at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. The crowd was already massive, tens of thousands of fans filling every inch of the venue, glowing in synchronized waves of purple light. BTS had returned to the US stage, and anticipation had been building for weeks, but no one, not even the most devoted army, was prepared for what was about to unfold the second Jin stepped into the spotlight. Kim Jin, known globally as Jin, the worldwide handsome, has always had a unique presence on stage. Calm yet commanding, elegant yet unpredictable, Jin carries a kind of quiet power that doesn't need to shout to be heard. But in Tampa, that power didn't stay quiet. It exploded. As the intro music faded and the giant LED screens flickered to life, there was a split second of silence. Then suddenly, Jin appeared, and the stadium lost control. The reaction wasn't just loud, it was overwhelming. A wave of screams crashed across the arena, so intense it almost drowned out the music itself. Fans were seen jumping, crying, shaking, grabbing onto each other in disbelief. Social media clips captured the moment from every angle, and one thing was clear. This wasn't just excitement, this was something deeper, something emotional, something historic. But to understand why Jin's appearance triggered such a powerful reaction, we have to rewind. In recent months, Jin, along with Jungkook and the other BTS members, has been at the center of global attention. Their activities, both as a group and individually, have kept fans constantly engaged. From surprise appearances to emotional performances, BTS has been redefining what it means to connect with a global audience. And in the US, where their fan base continues to grow at an astonishing rate, every moment feels magnified. Jungkook, often referred to as the Golden Maknae, has also been making waves with his dynamic performances and viral moments. His chemistry with Jin has become a major highlight for fans, with their interactions often sparking trending topics worldwide. Whether it's playful backstage moments or synchronized stage performances, Jin and Jungkook together create an energy that's impossible to ignore. So when rumors began circulating that Tampa's concert would include something special, fans speculated endlessly. Would Jungkook join Jin on stage? Would there be a surprise collaboration? Or was it just another night in an already legendary tour? No one expected total chaos. Back in the stadium, as Jin stood under the spotlight, he didn't say a word at first. He simply looked out at the crowd, tens of thousands of armies staring back at him, screaming his name, some already in tears. It was a moment of pure connection, raw, unfiltered, real. Then he smiled, and somehow the screams got even louder. The performance that followed was nothing short of spectacular. Jin delivered vocals that were both powerful and emotional, hitting every note with precision, while maintaining a level of stage presence that felt almost cinematic. The camera work, the lighting, the choreography, everything was perfectly aligned to amplify the moment. But what truly stood out was the crowd's reaction. Fans weren't just watching, they were participating, singing every lyric, matching every movement, responding to every gesture Jin made. It felt less like a concert and more like a shared experience between artist and audience. At one point, Jin paused between songs and addressed the crowd. His voice, slightly soft but steady, cut through the noise. "Did you miss me?" The answer was immediate and deafening. Yes! That single exchange sent another wave of emotion through the stadium. For many fans, this wasn't just about music. It was about reunion, about connection, about seeing someone they've supported, admired, and loved from afar finally standing right in front of them. And then came the moment no one saw coming. Midway through the set, the music shifted. The lights dimmed again. A familiar beat started playing, one that every BTS fan recognizes instantly. The crowd froze, then erupted, because walking onto the stage, right beside Jin, was Jungkook. The reaction? Pure chaos. If the earlier screams were intense, this was something else entirely. It was as if the entire stadium had been holding its breath, waiting for this exact moment without even knowing it. Jin and Jungkook together, live, on stage in Tampa. It was the kind of moment fans dream about. The two exchanged a quick glance, a subtle smile, and then launched into a performance that would instantly go viral. Their chemistry was undeniable. Every move was in sync, every vocal perfectly layered. But beyond the technical perfection there, the lights didn't fully come back on. Instead, they dimmed into a softer glow, almost as if the stadium itself was catching its breath after the explosion of energy. The massive screens behind Jin and Jungkook slowly faded into a deep violet hue, and for a brief moment, there was a rare pause, one that felt almost surreal after the chaos that had just unfolded. Jin stepped forward, no choreography, no dramatic effects, just Jin, standing at the edge of the stage, looking out at the sea of armies who were still screaming his name. But this time, his expression was different, calmer, more reflective, and then he spoke. His voice, slightly quieter than before, carried across the stadium with surprising clarity. He thanked the fans for waiting, for believing, for staying. It wasn't a long speech, but every word landed. You could feel the shift in the crowd, less screaming now, more listening, more feeling. Jungkook stood just behind him, watching, occasionally nodding, his usual playful energy replaced with something more grounded, the kind of moment that doesn't need spectacle to be powerful. Then came the music, a softer arrangement, piano-driven, instantly recognizable to longtime fans, yet somehow different in this setting. Jin began to sing, and the entire stadium followed, not loudly this time, but gently, almost like a unified chorus. Phones went up, lights swayed, and for a few minutes, the chaos transformed into something else entirely. Connection. This was the other side of Jin, not the explosive entrance, not the viral moment, but the emotional core that has always defined his presence in BTS. And in that moment, it became clear why the earlier reaction had been so intense. It wasn't just excitement, it was release, a culmination of anticipation, admiration, and emotional investment that had been building for so long. Halfway through the song, Jungkook joined in. Their voices blended seamlessly, creating a harmony that sent another wave of emotion through the crowd. This wasn't the chaotic energy from before. It was deeper, more personal. Fans were seen wiping tears, holding onto each other, singing along through trembling voices. And once again, social media lit up. Clips of this quieter moment began spreading just as fast as the earlier chaos. But the tone was different. Instead of screaming captions and all caps reactions, fans were posting messages about how the performance made them feel. Words like healing, unreal, and once in a lifetime started appearing again and again. Media coverage quickly followed, highlighting not just the scale of the event, but its emotional impact. Some outlets pointed out the contrast between the explosive entrance and the intimate performance that followed, calling it a masterclass in stage storytelling. Others focused on the chemistry between Jin and Jungkook, describing it as effortless and deeply authentic. And then, just when it seemed like the emotional tone would carry through to the end, the beat dropped. Suddenly, the soft lighting snapped into high intensity, the screens burst into motion, and the rest of the BTS members rejoined the stage with full force. What followed was nothing short of a finale designed to leave no doubt. This was one of the most unforgettable nights in recent concert history. Jin took center again, but this time surrounded by the full group. Jungkook at his side, the other members bringing their signature energy, each moment building on the last. The choreography hit harder, the vocals soared. The crowd, re-energized, jumped right back into full chaos mode. It felt like two different concerts had merged into one, an emotional journey wrapped inside a high-energy spectacle. At one point, Jin and Jungkook ran across the stage together, hyping up different sections of the crowd, triggering wave after wave of screams. Fireworks lit up the Tampa sky, visible even from outside the stadium, drawing attention from miles away. People who weren't even inside started recording from a distance, posting clips with captions like, "What is happening at Raymond James Stadium right now?" Inside, it was even more intense. The final track approached, and you could sense it, the realization that the night was coming to an end. But instead of winding down, BTS pushed the energy even higher. Jin delivered one last powerful vocal run that echoed across the stadium, followed by Jungkook hitting a note that instantly became one of the most talked about moments of the night. The crowd responded exactly as you'd expect, absolute chaos once again. And then, it was over. The lights came up slowly. The members stood together, taking in the view one last time. Jin looked out at the crowd, visibly emotional, though still smiling. Jungkook placed a hand briefly on his shoulder, a small gesture, but one that didn't go unnoticed by fans. They waved, they bowed, and just like that, they exited the stage. But the energy didn't leave, even